Welcome to another banger of a YouTube video. My name is Serge Gatari, founder of clientacquisition.io. We partner with businesses, preferably growth consultants, growth agencies, and we help them leverage a model that allows them to get richer a little faster and more effortlessly. So in today's video, for all the growth experts out there, I'm about to share with you guys some of my predictions for the year of 2024 that you can leverage to experience growth easier and faster. Why is that important? Over the last 2 years and a half of me running this business, I realized that the fastest growth happens from someone leveraging trends, okay? When you see a trend, you gotta ride it hard. If you don't, then you're gonna end up being 100 years old and never having made 100 grand a month, never having ever made 100 grand a day. So if you don't want to be in that position and you actually want to be able to win faster, experience your dreams and goals a little sooner in your lifetime, then you better start learning to leverage trends. Now, I'm going to be sharing 3 trends and 3 predictions that I believe will be super crucial for anyone in the service space. Whether you're an agency, consultant, or coach, we're all selling services, helping others experience their desired outcomes much faster. If that's you, then these trends, these predictions are going to allow you to kill it in your niche. The first one is going to be, by the way, I have my computer in front of me, so I'm going to be reading because I had to type out a few things before this video. A few things that agencies, consultants, and growth coaches will realize is that the people who are making real money have one thing in common, and that thing is an audience, okay? You guys can look around, open up your Instagram, open up your TikTok, open up your Twitter, open up your YouTube. Anybody who's really sharing these big numbers, 100 grand a month, 100 grand a week, 100 grand a day, $1 million a month, $1 million a week. Look at all of them and put down everything they're doing similar, right? There's really only one thing that it comes down to is the level of attention they're getting and the audience that they've created from all that attention. Creating an audience doesn't necessarily have to be from ads. It doesn't necessarily have to be from organic content. It can be either or, okay? You can even buy access to audiences. I did that when I was still broke and it made me my first 30 grand a month. But that's another story. That's a story for another day. Now, once you guys realize that that is the common theme for anyone who's making millions and millions of dollars every year, every month, well, then there will be this trend of everybody rushing to creating content, primarily on YouTube, I would say. Like if you're building an audience on TikTok or Instagram or even Twitter, you're primarily attracting a lot of broke people. If you're in the B2C space, talking to consumers, good job. If you're selling things like Airbnb coaching or become a setter coaching, great, keep doing your thing because you're going after the consumer. But for people like us who are going after B2B businesses, enterprises, then the best place I've seen to build an audience is YouTube. But here's an interesting insight. It won't just be about creating an audience on a platform like YouTube or these social platforms. It will also be about taking that attention, that audience, and putting into a platform that you own. You want to create a community. You want to own that attention. And I believe that this will be the one of the trends that is super crucial. And anybody who sees it, observes it, and notices it, that, oh my God, the reason why I'm broke with my agency, whether that be a content agency, whether that be a paid ads agency, whether that be a creative for e-commerce, or whether that be for SaaS, there's many millions, maybe not millions, but hundreds and thousands of people who are broke in all these verticals. But if you look at anyone with an audience in that same vertical, they're making millions. So it's like, well, what's going on? It's not that they're smarter than you. They might have a little bit more experience. They might be older, right? They might have white hair. But to be honest, they're not necessarily better than you, because they're still leveraging a team that they found on Upwork, on Fiverr, on onlinejobs.ph, on social media. So you can go and hire those people because they're not the one doing the work. So if you want to start winning fast in 2024, first thing you need to understand is build an audience on YouTube. Take that audience from YouTube, own that attention, leverage email, leverage Discord communities. You can build a school community, you can build a Facebook group, but own it. That's my first prediction. And by the way, from this prediction, we're getting every single client who is selling infrastructures who are in our Growth Creator program to create content. I can maybe throw in what our channel looks like, but every day someone is posting bangers that they're releasing on YouTube because we understand that we don't want to hustle all our life. We actually want to be able to win effortlessly, and content and building an audience is the future. The second prediction that I have is the fact that the e-learning space is only going to get bigger, right? We all know those studies where they said that, hey, in 2021, it would be worth 300 billion, or it would be a market cap of 300 billion. But it's predicted that in, I believe, like in almost like in 5 years, it will be $1 trillion industry, which is insane. But here's something most people miss. Everybody's watching this trend and this movement. Everybody's starting to learn online. Everybody has bought a coaching program. Everybody has bought a course. People are seeing this trend and thinking that, oh, the opportunity is in me starting to sell courses and information. That to me is crazy, because what you don't understand is that, let's say you're a Facebook ad specialist, or maybe you're a short form content agency, maybe you're an appointment setter, maybe you're a closer, and you want to start teaching others how to close, or you want to teach others how to run Facebook ad. What you don't understand is that there is thousands of other yous in that same industry. So when you start saying that you're going to coach people or you're going to teach people a specific skill, you have to understand that you're just another one of those. You're a commodity. If I went on Twitter and tried to find a Facebook ad expert, I could probably get you 500 experts in a single day. Well, what that means is when one person is trying to charge me, hey, my thing costs 10 grand. Another person is going to say, oh, by the way, you don't need to pay 10 grand. You can actually just pay me $500 and I'm going to give you the insight and the tactics we've used to achieve this case study. So the mistake a lot of infopreneurs are making is not realizing how of a commodity it is to just become another teacher online. Is this whatever happened in the real traditional education system is what's going to happen online. Teachers are going to be broke, just like they are broke in the real world. Why are they? Well, they're not broke. I don't know if all teachers are broke. If you teach at Harvard, maybe you're good. But most people who are teachers are broke. Why? Because it's not about teaching. It's about executing. And this brings me to the real prediction when it comes to this trend. Real money is going to come from the fact that 99% of everyone who learns online will not be able to succeed. So they'll buy this thing, go through the thing, thinking that they're going to be able to start making money, start applying their skill, but they will actually not be able to bridge the gap. So then a new gap is created. But one thing you have to understand is this new gap is way more painful than the first gap that made them buy the course or the coaching program. And that's where we make a lot of money. Our job as people who sell execution and implementation then becomes to solve the second gap, which is now you have the knowledge, but you're still not experiencing the thing that made you buy in the first place, which was maybe start making money online, maybe start living the life you want to live, maybe solve the relationship problems you have, whatever topic they're learning, or whatever skill they're trying to acquire. Right? Noticing this insight in 2020 when I was just buying courses from Iman, Consulting Accelerator by Sam Ovens, Nick Osman, and salesprocess.io, I realized something that most people are not seeing. The real money maker, the thing that allowed me to go from making 12 grand in my first year of business to making over almost $500,000 in the first real year of my business, was the fact that I realized, oh my God, there's this trend where a bunch of people are buying courses but not able to actually execute. So my job was, instead of just being like another agency owner who's selling Facebook ad, stupid Facebook ad, commoditized Facebook ad, I just sold appointment setting services, because I realized that every person who was going through a course, their biggest problem was the fact that they couldn't get appointments. Not the fact that they didn't know how to book appointments, not the fact that they did not learn what thing to sell, is the fact that they couldn't wake up every morning and do 100, 200, 300 outreaches a day. I built a business, an organization that does just that for businesses, for people trying to scale businesses. And that took me from to struggle to get to 10K a month to making 30K a month to making 100 grand a month 6 months later. The real opportunity is into selling execution, not more information. If you're watching this video, if I see you selling information, then me and you are going to have a problem, because you're just going to be commoditized as soon as possible. Anybody who's learning the thing you're teaching can now compete with you and just go and teach the thing. Just like teachers don't have to have done the thing in the real world. They can just go to school, learn the thing, and be a teacher at school. It works the same way. If you teach people how to run Facebook ad, those same people can just avoid to go actually run the Facebook ad and start a Facebook ad course, which is why the space of information there's going to be so much competition that is going to be ridiculous. Everybody who's going through the space of selling information, they've all quit selling information because they realize that it's not a sustainable business, right? Sam Ovens, Alex Hormozi, Iman, even Iman is selling a platform. he's not selling information anymore. I need you guys to be observers of the game. I need you guys to see what others can't see, because until you start seeing things that others cannot see, you're going to get average returns. You want to outperform the market, start seeing things that others cannot see. But that happens from you just consuming more of my content, because I'm going to teach you how to think better. All right, cool. Prediction number 2, the money in information is going to be made from selling execution to the people who bought the information, not becoming another infopreneur. This last trend around this info space brings me to a prediction on the best model and offer to sell in 2024. And that is going to be infrastructures. All right. You guys have probably heard me talk about it, but if you haven't, then I'll explain it quickly. The thing that took me from making 30K a month and I'm already getting white hair in my beard, but back then I probably had way more white hair. It's just that I have dreads now, so you can't see it. But I almost wanted to shut down my business at 30K a month. I was making as much as I was making on my job a year in a month, but I hated what I was doing. I couldn't understand how busy I was, right? That same year, I went from 30K a month to making 70K profit per month, working 10 times less. I would make more money working infinitely less hours than I was making less money. Now, how did I do it? I realized that there is a shift going on in the marketplace. People don't want to work with agencies anymore because agencies are actually biased to only do what's best for themselves. They want to get more clients. The more clients they get, the less focus they put on the client, meaning they don't actually end up delivering. They're not incentivized to give you the best outcome. They're incentivized to just keep you there, give you just enough so they're profitable, right? They want to keep as much margins as possible, which is why you have this, push of like, hey, you need to have a boutique agency. Well, that's good, right? But the fact that as they scale, they give you less service, then it means that every business who's tried to work with an agency ends up realizing that, oh my God, these guys don't actually even care about me. I'm just another retainer. The second thing is when an agency starts getting you a lot of growth and you start paying them a lot of money, you start thinking like, why am I paying this agency 10 grand a month? Why am I paying them 20 grand a month when I could just bring it in-house for less than 10 grand a month? If you do well for a business, they'll want to leave and bring it in-house. And if you try to just do average work, they'll notice it and they will leave. And businesses are just tired of being sold these agency services and retainers. I saw that trend. The second thing I saw is the fact that nobody wants to buy information anymore. Nobody wants to buy coaching anymore. They've been like, hey, I've been in so many courses, one after another, and I'm still stuck in the same position. They've realized that I don't want more information. To be honest, I don't even trust myself in implementing and executing on the insights that I acquire from these courses, these coaching programs. So anything that I buy next has to be a done for you system. So looking at these two things, these trends where people don't want to work with agencies anymore and people don't want to buy information and education and consulting or coaching, I was like, well, how can we merge both? And I ended up building this idea of selling infrastructures. And infrastructure, for those who don't understand what it means is, so here's how success works. Let's say I want to make 100 grand a month. In order for me to make 100 grand a month, there needs to be inputs that create the output that create 100 grand a month. Okay, so I do 1,000 outreach a day. I get 20 calls booked in a day. I talk to 5 people. I sell them a 5K product. Over time, I'll make a lot of money, right? In order for you to understand why selling infrastructure is a no-brainer, you need to understand how success works or how anything is created. The person making 100 grand a month has inputs creating the output, which is 100 grand a month, right? And most businesses, when they're trying to get services, what they really care about is not the Facebook ad, it's not the YouTube ad, it's not the shorts, it's not the email service. What they care about is that your service creates the inputs that create the output, okay? So if I care about making $1 million a month and I want to hire someone or I want to hire a business, so I care that they create the inputs that create the output, right? Now, as growth creators, our job is to build the infrastructure that creates the inputs that create the output. So now when we go to businesses, we're not selling them retainers. We don't want to retain them. We're not selling them information. We're just coming into their business and being like, hey, you don't have enough leads, you don't have enough appointments, and you don't have a predictable way of converting leads, appointments into cash. I'm going to come in, build this infrastructure. It's going to create the desired lead gen. It's going to create the desired appointments flow and the appointments that show up, and the right amount of sales that close. And these inputs are going to inevitably create the money you want to make at the end of the month. It costs 25 grand for me to build it in the next 90 days. What do you think? What do you say? Anybody who's pitched this offer where they have to pay 10 grand, 20 grand, 25 grand. We have clients who are selling it for like 140K a year. We have clients who are selling it for 15K. We have 16-year-olds who are making $14,000 a day from selling AI infrastructures. It's crazy, right? But the reason why they're having such an easy time selling it and closing deals is because they're building into that business the thing that creates the inputs. They're creating the inputs that make it inevitable for the business not to experience the desired success. And I think that in 2024, anyone who can master selling infrastructures is going to inevitably get lucky. And that's where I suggest you guys that you start creating your own luck. You cannot rely on the market. You cannot rely on your expert, on your mentor. You have to learn to create your own luck by leveraging trends. So I'm going to summarize. Anybody making real money has an audience. The info space is a big, crazy trend space that is blowing up. But the real opportunity is not into selling more information. It's about taking the people who've bought the information and taking them through the gap that is new because they can't execute on what they learned. The third trend is stop selling retainers, stop selling consulting, stop selling coaching. Sell something that in the eye of the prospect is like the dream solution where they buy it once and it creates the successful inputs that create the successful outputs that they want. I sell you this. This makes it inevitable for this not to happen. And this, when it happens, which are the inputs to success, success is inevitable. We're essentially selling inputs to success and we make success inevitable into businesses. That's it for today. If you guys loved it, click the link below. Enjoy more of my content. I have the Build and Release Growth Creator Challenge that is coming up really soon. I'm going to be sharing it with a lot of you guys, and please make sure you watch it. It's 13 hours long, and for those who deserve to win, they're going to find value in it. For those who can't sit down for 13 hours, they won't be sitting down. They'll be out in the streets, broke as usual. Bye-bye.